So EA is at it again, this time claiming that story-driven single-player narrative games are fading as more players are shifting to online experiences. Now I have to say that this is an absolutely brilliant take from their CEO. No one cares about single-player story-driven games, and that is why Sony is so unsuccessful. No one cares about silly little games like Last of Us, Spiderman, Ghost of Tsushima and God of War. Now I can go on, but let's just go through the statement first. Now the EA president said last week in a statement, "It is one of my core natural studio values to allow developers to decide more on what they want to build, and a studio creative call needs to be balanced against the commercial imperative, and if you look at online these days, that is the place to be. I volunteer you to speak to EA studio heads, they will tell you the same thing. They are very comfortable moving the discussion towards how we can make connected gameplay, be that cooperative or multiplayer or online services, as opposed to fire and forget packaged goods, only single player 25 hours and you are out. I think that model is finished. Online is where the innovation and the action is at." Now listen, I do think that there is a massive market for online experiences. The numbers speak for itself. World of Warcraft, League of Legends, Valorant and Apex Legends are some of the most successful games ever. Not to mention games that lead you into online experiences like Halo, GTA and also Call of Duty. It is an undeniable fact that fans love to play these games, but after appointing myself the overlord of the gaming world, I can speak on everybody's behalf when I say that nobody wants these games in place of story-driven narrative games. The sad reality is that companies like EA do not believe in their own abilities to make good games that people want to play. They consistently push out these online experiences with battle passes and loot boxes and microtransactions because they cannot put together a proper single-player experience that will sell very well, and even if it does, it is never enough. Companies are no longer happy with millions or even hundreds of millions, they now want billions every year. They defend this by saying that the game development is expensive, which it is, but if you think that those billions that they make every year goes directly back into the studios, I have a few NFT bridges that I want to sell you. It goes directly to the investors. EA no longer wants to make story-driven games because it is way easier to push out a broken online experience. You can sell a 10th of the copies and make 20 times more. Now I can't blame them because I guess most people will do the same thing. You go where the money is, but it is just crazy to suggest that it is the audience who wants this and not the investors. And by the way, EA is not shy about their motives either. They admit all of this very blandly in a call. Now this is what the CEO said. "It was an economic decision at the end of the day. Jorgensen, who is the CEO, thought about how many copies the game would have to sell, and he determined that EA probably wouldn't be able to do it and reach that unspecific mark. You got to cut the bridge when you realize that you can't make a lot of money on something." Jorgensen, who I assume is the CEO, added that he is a big believer in sunk cost. Now again, that is the CEO. Now also, it is not that the games are not making money, it's that they are not making enough money. Elden Ring might sell 14 million copies at $70 each, but that is only $1 billion. We need a person who can spend $5,000 and make $10 billion a year. Why? Because how else am I going to buy my 12 yacht with a helicopter pad landing? Sorry, I mean game development is expensive and we need the money. Now I hate to say this, but this is what happens when you are a one game Andy. We see the same thing with Bobby Kotick in his last 10 years. He might have been responsible for some truly amazing experiences many years ago, but if we judge him on his overall impact, his claim to fame was Call of Duty. It is what makes billions of dollars every year, and if it did not, they would not be worth $70 billion, even with World of Warcraft. EA in this case is the same. They make billions every year, but all of it is coming from FIFA. Now EA is exactly the same. They make billions every year, but all of it is coming from FIFA. Now you think that you know the market and that you are a game guru, but you are just a crypto bro who accidentally invested in Bitcoin early on, and now you think you are a financial master. The people who know what they want is the players. Those are the people that you are making the games for, and thus are the people that you need to be listening to. The same thing goes with any other entertainment media, be that music or movies or anything else. It is not the actor who decides the market, it is the people who are watching who decides what is good. The online gaming market is growing every day, but strong single player stories will always be popular. The reason why EA thinks that people are not playing them anymore is because they are not making them anymore, and when they do, it is just a broken and rushed mess.